What's good, everybody? You are tuned into the Express Online. Week 23, we have made it. Thank you for tuning in and choosing us today. My name is Ontatile China Kutumela, every inch queen. And of course, I'm not alone. I am with...
the handsome.
Yes.
Hey.
Do you know what I call you, actually?
Yeah?
The Black Mlungu.
Serious? That sounds so wrong. Eh?
That's what I call you, Vince. What's up?
That sounds so wrong. I've been good. I'm good. How was your week?
My week has been so hectic.
Serious?
So many things happened. I've been in so many movements, Vince.
Yeah.
Like a lot has been happening.
Okay.
Your
Any
side?
highlights of anything that caught your attention during the course of the week?
The Blackout Tuesday, actually.
Blackout Tuesday.
Yeah. Have you heard about it?
The US thingy.
Yes.
Okay.
It's not necessarily a US thingy.
Yeah.
But we as South Africans, to stand in solidarity, we had to black out our screens, your WhatsApp stats.
Is it why you're wearing black?
Exactly.
Oh.
Amandala.
Okay.
I'm with the people. I
Okay.
am keeping up with the memo.
Okay.
So we just had to do that in solidarity with what happened in the US, to stand with the people, to say that it's not about color, and just to show our support during this time as well.
Yeah.
That's what caught my attention this week.
All right.
Your side?
What caught my attention was the vinegar issue. Salt and vinegar, but we'll get into that. We'll get into that. So
Yeah.
let's hear what some of our viewers had to say with regards to what caught their attention.
Good morning everyone. Good morning to our awesome Express Online Show team. My name is Tabang, all the way from Hammanskraal. So what really caught my attention this week is the COVID-19 stats. I mean, we have seen the rise in new cases / infections and the death toll on a daily basis. So my thing is, how are we as citizens going to help in making sure that we stop the spread of the virus and making sure that the curve actually goes down? I mean, it looks like we are back to level 1 or level 0, so to say. We are just accessorizing our outfits with this fancy mask that we put on a daily basis. But to say we are helping in terms of stopping the virus, I don't think so. We are actually helping it to spread even more. I mean, look at the alcohol sales. It has only been 4 days of those sales. However, we have seen the rise in domestic violence, drunk driving, accidents, social distancing. It's not even practiced anymore. People will tell you it's nice to have a drink or two with your friends, and I don't think having friends over, you're going to sit 1.5 meters apart. No. So my question is alcohol that important? No, I don't think so. My opinion is that as much as, yes, I understand the economical impact that the pandemic has brought to us, I don't think we are ready to be on level 3, 2, 1. We are better off on level 5, period. Thank you.
That is one voice note from Tabang. But looking into the report that came out yesterday from our Minister of Health, as William Kize released the latest report with regards to the stats. And as from yesterday, the number of confirmed COVID-19 cases in SA sitting in 43,434 cases that have been reported. Where we have Eastern Cape, which is the epicenter, with 5,240 cases. And then the current death cases are sitting on 908. It's a big number, right?
Almost at 1,000.
Yeah. And then with recovery sitting at 23,088.
Whoa. I mean, I definitely agree, and I'm proud that they're also looking into the regulations regarding to level 3 and 4, because I've also went outside. It's like there's no pandemic.
Everything is like back to normal.
Like back to normal, and the only difference is that there's mask and we get sanitized if you go into like a shop or something.
Yeah.
But otherwise, we are practically at level 1.
Another update that came out during the course of the week, we saw the Minister of Basic Education, coming out on Monday, saying that from the 6th of July, you'll have a grade 1, grade 2, 3, 6, 10, and 11 going back to school, with also those, in their second years and also third. 6th of July, guys, is back to no excuses.
Bundle of joy.
No excuses. And then August 3rd, we'll see the grade 4, 5, 8, and 9, and those who are doing first year going back to.
And also in terms of university, final year students are also going back on the 3rd of August. I myself am going back on the 3rd. So that
3rd
was
of
also
August.
communicated. Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
So yeah, we're going back there.
Go back, go back.
And
another headline.
Also, something that caught my attention this week, on Monday, I believe this occurred on a Sunday or the morning of the Monday morning. So when they opened the liquor and people started selling liquor, there were very clever people who decided to go into a liquor store, a ShopRite liquor in Johannesburg, and they actually dug a tunnel. Where do you have the time and the skill set, guys?
People have time.
They stole 300,000 worth of booze. Guys, really?
But then the time we have
the craftsmanship
with such a quality skill, and we use it for alcohol stealing. Really? Are we that drunk?
Yeah, Vince, I've seen people were not sleeping, I'm sure, Sunday night. People are there dreaming about alcohol, whatever. These people have been planning this thing way before, and they were like, you know what, we have to execute. Wow, alcoholism in South Africa. I don't even have a say. Like, I don't even know what to say because, wow.
Let's hear some of the voice notes. I have a voice note from King Daniel Marvin. King Daniel Marvin.
Hi, this is Daniel Marvin, the international planet celebrity. What have caught my attention this week is that a lot of been happening. This week, people were queuing around to get their boots, to fill their boots of liquor. Then it shows that South African people, they're more interested on drinking than making their lives becoming safer. They love alcohol. People are already celebrating this alcohol thing and so forth. But on another note, what I have realized is that a lot of people have gained access to go back to work, which is a great thing. Many are losing their jobs and so forth. That's what caught my attention this week. It shows that South African people have no chill and they just love to groove and booze. That's what they were missing all around. But anyway, stay safe, guys. Drink safe. Everything must be responsible. Act accordingly and be safe all the time. God bless with their families to all the listeners.
That is King Daniel Marvin.
International celebrity.
But then, Unta, talk to me about. I also want to bring Eugene also into this picture. Talk to me about how you feel about alcohol being open to the masses. We already saw a lot of pictures coming out where people now couldn't stand with their two legs because they were drunk. Some got their hands cut off. I mean, I saw this, disturbing video. This guy got his hands cut off because they were spinning cars, and the next thing they got into an accident, and some lost their lives. Mm-hmm. There's also another one who lost, his life locally. So what are your thoughts about alcohol, honestly?
To be honest, I agree with the previous people who just spoke as well, that alcohol and alcoholism is a very serious thing. I saw on Monday the videos of people queuing, at these liquor shops. That it was a lot of people. People are praising and they are singing, but then they don't see the aftermath of everything. With lack of alcohol during this pandemic and during this quarantine period, we saw a decrease in road accidents. They also mentioned that. And now it's like people have found, they've been thirsting for this thing. So now once they're drinking, we get things like gender-based violence. It's going to escalate,
Sure.
And people who are now closed off from drinking can now drink however, how as much as they want. I mean, I've seen people stacking their boots. They could almost start liquor shops at their houses. So it's a very serious thing, and we need to be safe. We need to drink responsibly, and we shouldn't just jump to it. This is a serious thing.
We have a serious alcohol problem in South Africa,
We
and
do.
that we need to,
Aren't we the
work
second
on.
most?
No, I think we're number 8.
Number 8.
Yeah, on the top 10 worldwide. But still, I mean, we're on the top 10. Is it number
Why
8 or number 18? I'm not sure, but what I can say is that we're on the top 20. Which shows you that this is bad. This is bad. We love alcohol in this country. People want to drink alcohol. Another story that caught people's attention was the Gauteng High Court, that came out and say this lockdown is unconstitutional. It's unconstitutional. And everyone
What
was
do you
like,
mean?
huh? What do you mean, guys,
What
when
do
you
you
say,
mean?
this thing is unconstitutional? So let's hear from our political analyst about, what this means to SA. It's unconstitutional. Imagine. Imagine.
My name is Jeremiah Selamafugwani and I hold a Bachelor of Arts in International and Comparative Politics. I am going to be looking at the illegality of legislation, lockdown legislation. So we look at the issue of the Command Council, which consists of ministers, and not all ministers, but very few ministers selected from government to sit on the Command Council, which is responsible for making and creating regulations for lockdown. The Command Council is a structure which is outside government because we cannot deem it as cabinet since it does not consist of all ministers. So that means the Command Council is a structure outside government, which we have to look at what in terms of spheres of government is regarded as government. The Command Council does not exist. So everything that is made publicized by the Command Council can be null and void. And also the notion of corporate governance minister Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma being prime minister, which has made her to be at the top and at the helm of making legislation. We look at the notion of his ministers. So a large cabinet sometimes confuses things that we end up not knowing which minister should be responsible for what. The relevance of Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma making all legislation. Government parliament committees have been suspended. They are only consulted. Now we look at the notions, how can you consult a structure which should be responsible for making legislation? When we say the government vices constitution, the oversight committees, do they still have enough time to criticize legislations before they make it out to the people? And also looking at that. So right now the government is in government with it on its own without proper monitoring and oversight by opposition parties and opposition leaders. The Disaster Management Act amendments, which is the process to do so, when you amended the Disaster Management Act outside of Parliament and outside the arms of government, it is indeed illegal. And also, how do we access the disaster management funds? It needs to go through procedures that are made by cabinet. So cabinet, parliament, and all legislatures in that terms. So when you have the Command Council, which is outside of government, functioning as a core body of making rules and legislations, it somewhat takes away the democratic view or the democratic point in that instance. So I believe that strongly that the Command Council should be abolished, and so we go back to the normality of things, especially of running government, legislatures, parliament, and parliamentary committees that has to make waves for creating laws and legislation in this country. And I believe that is the only way that this can be done, and those cannot be deemed or seen as illegal regulations. Thank you.
So it's legal. Level 3 is illegal.
Whoa.
So I think we saw Minister Tembu saying they are going to take the matter back to court, and so we'll see, since it is a developing story.
I've got a very interesting question. I was following this conversation throughout the course of the week as well. Who do we blame?
I don't think we had a state where we can blame anyone because we were within this challenge of coronavirus, so we cannot say we are blaming anyone.
Because now he's saying that the Constitutional Court must be abolished, and...
No, this, the NCCC.
Yeah,
the NCCC must be abolished.
But then when we're going to court, on which grounds? Who do we say did what?
Yeah.
Aren't we supposed to first fix it externally before we take matters into court? And because also it also shows us, the people, that our government is very shaky. People who are supposed to lead us, you're taking each other to court. Aren't you supposed to be the ones who handle matters internally?
True.
And run and lead this country. It's a pandemic. It's the first of its kind, you know, and it's the first time we are going to make mistakes. That's what also President Cyril Ramaphosa said. We are going to make mistakes.
Yeah, so, you know, as it is a developing story,
Yeah.
we'll see what will come out during, you know, the course of time.
Guys.
Last story before we wrap it up. So did you try the brown vinegar and grof
Oh,
salt
yeah,
under your bed
I'm
thing?
not a part of that gang.
So this was trending during the
Grof
course of the week.
salt
Yeah, apparently
and
when you
brown
do
vinegar.
that, when you put brown vinegar and you pour, you know, a handful of grof salt and you put it under your bed, you are going to see people who bewitch you.
But it's going to come out like a film.
Yeah, yeah. You know, and for you to win, you need to be able to be strong spiritually, you know, and be that
But you
prayer,
need to be
prayer
fight.
warrior, you know.
They even said, do this at your own risk.
Yeah, yeah. So are you trying it, Unta?
I will
but then
never.
what if you're not being loyal? What if all is well and then you get there, you see people who are lawyering,
And then
and you see 80 of them,
yo,
and then you're supposed to fight with the people who are not lawyering with
you see them and they
now
see
they
you.
come to you and they now, you know, have a battle with you.
Yo.
You know, because I checked with a couple of you know, guys of mine that I know who are, you know, into spirituality, and I was asking them, so is this thing real?
I don't want to know the answer, honestly.
You don't want to know the answer?
I don't.
At all. Okay, all right. So if you want to know the answer, let me, you know, because I asked her and she said, well, there's a person who's still going through the, you know, the fights that when he went there last year, 2019 May, even now he is still going through this thing of seeing, you know, battling in dreams. So guys, do this at your own risk.
So Vince, you're saying publicly that it's real.
Hey, I'm saying I asked people who say this is real. You know, I'm not saying that. If you can try it, Unta, then you tell me if it's real or not.
I'm saying it on the record. I'm not going to try it. I'm gay. Count me out.
All right, chap. Then you know, as we're about to wrap it up, Unta, I'm seeing we have new music that came out during the course of the week. So we're wrapping it up with new songs that came out. So I'll give you my 5 songs, you know, that came out during the course of this week. So if you love music, you can go and consume this music. And Unta will give you 5 of the biggest songs that were getting airplay during the course of this week. So Dem Tuda released a new album called Story to Tell, Volume 1. We also had Costa Teach dropping a new single called Exe.
Yes.
Nasty C.
Brand new one by Nasty C.
Featuring T.I.
T.I. He also said that T.I. was his mentor and someone who he looked up to get into rapping.
Nice.
So that's very big.
So Nasty C has a new song with T.I. The song is called
They Don't. Yes.
Number 4, Moonchild, Amos, and Theology HD. They dropped a new single which is called Isingesi. And then also Jobe London, Jobe
I've been waiting for this one.
Jobe London with Mpo 69 dropped an EP called Sounds from the South. So give me your top 5, you know, 5 songs which are the biggest songs this week.
Oh, this week, top 5, we have number 1 with K.O. featuring J Something, Saki, and Q-Tins with the Rainbow. It's doing very, very well and it's sending a beautiful message of hope during this pandemic. Number 2, we have Sun L Musician featuring Msanki, which with Ubomi
Obumanga.
Ubumanga.
Yeah.
Sorry guys, Ubomi Ubumanga. I still butchered it. Number 3, we have Doja Cat with Say So. I'm also loving the remix featuring Nicki Minaj. On number 4, we have Black Coffee. Vince, what's this one?
Black Coffee, Subconsciously.
Yeah. Hey, this. And number 5, we have Nasty C with There They Go. Mwah.
After the thunderstorm and the lightning, my focus is shifting to the horizon. Tell me, is the rain coming that away?